Guys, I have Jaro with me today. We're going to be walking through Jaro's journey with UGC and how it kind of changed over time. So Jaro, how did you kind of start your journey? How did it kind of start with UGC and content creation?
Yeah, I would say that it's been one of my biggest lifelong dreams to be able to create content, to get paid to do what I love, and ultimately be able to live this incredible life of freedom. What I really wanted to do in the beginning was to have that fund my lifestyle so that I could travel around the world, meet incredible people, have some of the best experiences initially, right? So when I first started diving into this journey, I initially thought that virality meant that I was going to be able to earn income from something like this, being able to partner with brands, work with brands, and be able to live this incredible life of freedom. But what I didn't realize is that you don't actually have to go viral to make a full-time income as a creator. But I realized that a lot further down in the journey. So initially I really took that route of thinking that I had to build my personal brand to be able to travel around the world, and I started working doing that in the travel space, creating content for travel brands.
Okay.
And
to get it right, you built your personal brand thinking that I was going to get you paid, but really it didn't, because you don't actually need a following to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So
I think what would really blow a lot of people's minds is that I literally grew an audience of over 600,000 followers online, and I still couldn't pay for rent.
Oh my God.
I was still having to borrow money from my parents and still having to sell a bunch of things. I literally couldn't even pay for my rent with 600,000 followers.
Wow.
Several years ago now, a few years ago.
Wow, that's crazy. What kind of, made you want to work with me and like my team specifically?
Beautiful. Yeah, I think like what drew me to you guys in the first place. I mean, I was let's go. I was browsing around, looking around online to see. I was like, once I figured out that UGC content creation and finding a scalable system would have been like my solve to finding more brands to be able to work with.
Yeah.
It was a matter of finding somebody that could teach me all of those systems, right? So I did a bit of searching online. I stumbled across your community, and that was how I initially found you guys.
That's how systems work, right? You put systems in, you get output. So I guess, when did you start UGC inside your journey? So you creating content, building that brand, building that following. What made you start UGC in the first place then?
Honestly, what made me start UGC in the first place, similar to the moment that I just shared with you, where I had this huge following online and I still had a hard time paying for the bills, right? So I was like, how can I take control of my income, right? How can I take control of my income? And it was by, I was working with a manager. My manager wasn't even really like bringing in any brand deals and things like that. I was like, I have to grab this thing by the balls and actually like take control of my own income, find the brands that want to work with me, find the brands that need content, and be able to just fill that gap for them.
And it's one thing starting a UGC business, but it's another thing starting a UGC business the right way with systems. So after you started your UGC business, what made you realize, hey, I need structure and I need help to grow it?
It was, after starting my UGC business, I would say that like the point where I figured out where I needed more structure and help to grow it was the fact that I was left alone. Like, there's a lot of different knowledge that you find online. You could buy a bunch of different courses, watch a bunch of YouTube videos and things like that, but nobody teaches you the actual system of going out, finding the brands and filling the gaps, right? And everyone says that outreach can be such a numbers game. It's like finding brands when you're reaching out to more people, seeing who needs content. And that was like the missing link for myself. So I had this, cool skill to offer, which was content creation and storytelling for these brands, but I just had no way of being able to figure out how to reach the people that could use my service, right? As a content creator. And that was when I realized that I needed more help.
So you put systems into place into your business. What was the aftermath? What did that look like?
I would say the aftermath of that is being able to, at this point, being able to reach out to as many as many brands and as many companies out there as you could possibly reach out to in taking control over your income. It's like, you know, you yourself, for example, if you want to make $5, $10, $20, $30,000 per month, essentially you just fill that gap in for more people. You do a bit more outreach, you reach out to more people, you close more deals.
Yeah.
Right? Before, I didn't have that like control over my income. It was like, especially as somebody who had a real solid personal brand, I didn't know what I was going to get paid next month or the month after that. I wasn't doing any outreach, and so in return, it was it sucked.
That's the beauty of systems. Once you get them in your business, like boom, things start to just fall on your lap. It's very simple, and it seems like you got that aftermath.
Yes.
So I know I'm not only helping you with your UGC business, but also with your community and your students, because you're a UGC coach as well.
Yes.
So how has systems helped your community? How has learning about systems impacted, you know, your community and your students?
Yes, I would really say that, like, initially, and I feel so grateful to have the partnership that we've had, for me to learn from your systems in helping other people take control over their income, find more, you know, people to find more brands to provide their services to. Like, I am only as good as what I know and what I'm able to teach people, right? And you're gonna find a lot of crap online, which doesn't really paint that picture. And so initially, what I knew was quite limited, and I wasn't able to fill that gap for a lot of the students that we've been coaching as well, in having them take control over their income and teaching them how to then reach out to more brands and be able to close more deals. And so that was like how we reached out to you, how I reached out to you, and it's been incredibly helpful for myself, and empowering other people to be able to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. How does it feel to, you know, coach so many creators out there and help them? How does it feel to help them with systems and expose them to systems?
Yeah, I would say with the help of systems and with the help of your systems, it's how it feels is like I just want to help people win. I want to help people win with content. That was never going to happen, right? Unless I learned your systems, and giving them that hope to be able to take control over their own income, have more inbound deals, have more outbound deals, and be able to partner with more brands, right? And that was 100%. Only going to happen through a system. So I would say that, like, after learning that from you guys, it's really just instilled this incredible feeling of hope for myself.
100%. And guys, Jaro just said it. Jaro's been a student of mine only for a couple months at this point, and systems are everything for all kinds of creators, no matter what kind of creator you are. They're for everything. So Jaro, what is next for you? What is next for your community? What is next for you in this UGC journey?
What is next for myself is constantly to sharpen my own skills and what I'm learning, and to put it into action, and to keep practicing what I'm preaching as well. That is 100%. One thing. And just continuing to inspire other people. You know, like, what's the reason that you started something like this in the first place? It's so much more. It's not the money that you're left with at the end of the day. When you have the ability to impact somebody else's life, when you see how much of a difference that makes for other people, you give people that freedom, whether that's time, money, financial or personal freedom, to see somebody else go through that, that's worth everything. And so I would say next, you know, for myself is continuing to celebrate with our community, continue getting to know your systems and what you're teaching, and to continue bettering myself as a coach. 100%.
And before we end off here, for everyone watching, what was your favorite system that you implemented and that made a big difference in your community and even in your business?
Great. Yeah. You know what? Like, the biggest thing and what I use actively that I've learned from you guys has been.
Let's go.
Let's go. Has been Apollo and Lemless, and being able to use that system to be able to find essentially any sort of decision maker that you want for any brand, and be able to connect the dots. You know, have an unlimited amount of people that you can reach out to, and then connecting the dots and reaching out to them, putting them into emailing campaigns, and humanly send as many bitches as you want, right? So that's 100%. Been like the biggest system that I've learned from you guys so far.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Guys, Jaro was you know, a student for a bit, and he's made such an impact for his community and for everything, for his own business. And this is your sign to use systems. Systems are everything. So start implementing systems and you'll reap the rewards just like Jaro did. So yeah, thanks so much, Jaro.
Let's go. Hey,
let's go. We got the handshake right.
I have a question for you, Gloria.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, so I mean, you have this really vibrant community.
Yeah.
You have you know, people from all over the world that you're teaching and how to be able to live this life of freedom by teaching them about UGC, about being able to work with brands, create content for brands, which is so fun and so exciting.
Yeah.
What's that genuinely been like for yourself to see the impact that you've been making on other people in their lives?
It's so beautiful, like you said. It's so beautiful changing someone's life, you know? When you get that text message at like 2 a.m. from one of your students saying, hey, I just made my first $1,000 online, right? That makes you, I don't know, it made me like feel so good in my stomach. Like I felt like fulfilled, you know, a fulfillment I haven't felt before, you know? So there's some sort of, you know, fulfillment in like dopamine from making an impact, such a strong impact in this world. And I will continue to help women and men unlock their lives, unlock their freedom, and live the life that they truly want to live. And that is my mission, and that's the impact.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, thank you so much, Gloria. I appreciate that. Yeah, honestly.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.